Tonight on Elon Local News.
Elon Student Government Association handled internal conflicts. Hear how things are now.
First-generation students gathered this week to celebrate their achievements as they pave their own paths.
It's Thanksgiving travel season, and with the start of the holidays, we have what you can expect from travel and the rest of Elon's fall semester.
Those stories and more.
Elon Local News starts now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for Elon Local News. I'm Fiona McAllister.
And I'm Rachel Holley.
Elon Student Government Association held a closed hearing November 2nd to discuss the removal of the Vice President of Finance. Since the hearing, members of SGA have stayed quiet about the events that took place behind closed doors. Cameron Banks and Charlotte Fabi have the story.
SGA Vice President of Finance Gabriela Gutierrez was the focus of a closed removal hearing held on November 2nd. This is the first time a removal hearing has occurred in 2 decades. Our source says that in their own opinion, the student body should know about the events of the hearing, and members of SGA have a responsibility to keep the student body informed.
President Britt Mobley and Speaker of the Senate, Chloe Higgins, accused Gutierrez of failure to uphold her executive duties and behavior that was unbecoming of an executive staff member. The removal hearing began at 7:30 p.m. and ended around 1:30 in the morning. Throughout the 6 hours of deliberation, the Senate, which is made up of around 44 students, reviewed the timeline of the accusations, starting with emails and text messages between Mobley and Gutierrez.
Our anonymous source says that after the testimony, executive council members left the room and the Senate deliberated with their faculty advisor, Dr. Jodine Schmiederer. The source says that they believe that the charge against Gutierrez's behavior was personal and could have been handled between the executive staff without the Senate's involvement.
However, according to a statement shared with ENN by the Executive Council earlier this afternoon, this was, quote, a professional matter unrelated to personal relationships. The Senate was initially informed of the hearing 2 days before it was held, and members were allegedly told to remain quiet because it was a closed session.
However, our source says that there were miscommunications as to whether or not the Senate could talk about the events of the hearing after the fact. When Elon News Network reached out to members of the SGA, many failed to respond or declined to comment. These representatives included members of the presidential cabinet, many senators, and the faculty advisor.
According to the Executive Council, SGA has started to review their judicial procedures and change elements of their constitution. However, the council did not specifically state what they plan on changing within their constitution. There will most likely not be another hearing regarding the complaints made against Gutierrez, and our source says that during the hearing, Gutierrez seemed to be willing to prioritize SGA and make it a bigger priority.
We will continue to update this story as we receive more information.
For further updates, visit the Elon News Network website or pick up a copy of The Pendulum, which is released every Wednesday.
Elon celebrated the end of its first-generation student week on Friday. The first-generation college celebration honors the anniversary of the signing of the Higher Education Act of 1965. First-generation faculty and students gathered in the alumni gym to cut cake, play games, and celebrate their accomplishments. Assistant Director of First-Generation Student Support Services, Kenneth Brown Jr., says that being a first-generation student creates an exciting pathway and opens a new door for opportunities.
For lots of first-gen students, this is uncharted territory. They have no model for what this could look like or limited sketches of a model. And so to me, being first generation just means to blaze some trails and to do some cool and exciting things that can open up a person's mind and perspective.
Elon Jr. and President of First Generation Society, Maximus Garganta, is appreciative of Elon's support for the first generation as it allows for more diversity and inclusion.
Elon truly cares, and to see Elon's support is great. I think that Elon is trying to be more diverse and trying to help the first gen. And I also feel like for me it means that we get a chance to socialize and to come together and unite as a first gen group.
For information on first generation college students, you can visit the Elon University website.
As we approach Thanksgiving break, here's what you need to know about the upcoming travel season and the rest of the semester. With the Thanksgiving travel season approaching, students flying or driving home can expect busy lines and busy roads. Last year, all-time passenger records for air travel were set during the Thanksgiving holiday. This year, according to AAA and the TSA, travel is set to be record-breaking. Year after year, Thanksgiving travel is expected to increase 2.8%, and the TSA expect their busiest day of the year to be during the Thanksgiving travel period. TSA, which could be impacted by a looming government shutdown ahead of the holiday season, expects to be fully able to handle the surge in travel. TSA Administrator David Pekoski said in a press release earlier today, "We are ready for the anticipated volumes and are working closely with our airline and airport partners to make sure we are prepared for this busy holiday travel season." Thanksgiving travel season is set to officially begin Friday, November 17th through Thursday, the 28th. The busiest day for air travel is expected to be Sunday, the 26th, with over 3.2 million passengers according to major U.S. airlines. As you return from Thanksgiving break, there is one more week of scheduled classes starting on Monday, November 27th. Then final exams will take place until Friday, December 8th.
Next, find out more about the Hindu Festival of Lights.
And how Elon's fall dance concert strikes interest in the community.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Our Anjolina Fantaroni is in the studio with our weather update. Anjolina, how does it look for the upcoming week?
Thanks, Rachel and Fiona. We had the perfect fall weather out here today, and we are going to see more of that coming up this week. Now for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tonight we'll have a chilly low of 35 and some cloudy skies. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 65 and mostly sunny skies. Wednesday will be a little bit cooler with a high of 60. Thursday will warm up with a high of 69 and some sun. Friday will have a cloudy high of 69 and some afternoon showers. And finally, Saturday will bring back some sun with a high of 65 in the afternoon with some rain showers in the morning. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration confirmed that this past week that a strong El Niño has been detected in the Pacific, and it is only getting stronger. So what does that mean for us? Well, you better bundle up this winter and remember an umbrella, because it looks like we'll be seeing a lot of rain and snow in the south. Thanks for checking in, and now back to you.
Thanks, Anjolina, for that update.
On Thursday night, the Elon community came together and celebrated Diwali. Diwali is the Hindu festival of lights to celebrate the victory of light over darkness. Our Anjolina Fantaroni has the story.
Diwali was held from 6 to 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, November 9th. Members of the Elon community celebrated in the McBride gathering space for Diwali guest speakers and to watch a performance by the Bollywood dance team. The event then moved to Phi Beta Kappa Common for a dinner from Elon Dining, serving traditional Indian food. Attendees could also receive henna art from professional artists. Hilary Zakin, Interim Assistant Dean of Multi-Faith Engagement, says that Diwali is an event for everyone.
You know, I think part of the reason why I love what I do is you get to build community while also providing different ways to engage, right? I want everyone to be able to come here with their own identity that they want to celebrate, but also to learn about someone else. We don't often talk about our religious and spiritual identities, but in our space and at festivals like this, we get to learn about everyone else in a different kind of way. We get to open up the conversation and create opportunities for dialogue, education, celebration, and community.
Sophomore Lillian Argbright attended Diwali with her friends to experience the delights of good over evil.
I think it's just really beautiful to be able to celebrate light as it's getting really dark out and, you know, you're struggling. We're kind of at the end of the semester, and I think it's just so important to remember happiness and light and celebrating good in the world when sometimes it seems like there's not very much, and so I think that's a really good thing to remember.
Hassan Khan, multi-faith intern for the Truett Center for Religious and Spiritual Life, said that it was important to make the event as individualized as possible.
The biggest thing was we reached out to other people who've already celebrated Diwali, part of the Hindu religion, and we kind of asked their opinions. We made sure that it was, we got different perspectives and asked a lot of people, did research, and made sure it was the most personable event. Is like no one was being left out, and we also wanted to make sure that everyone was invited, right? It was a campus event, not just a Diwali event. You know, it was not just a Diwali celebration, it was a campus-wide celebration.
Unlike last year's, this year's Diwali celebration was held both inside and outside, so members of the community could bring friends, families, and have more space for festivities. Anjolina Fantaroni, Elon Local News.
Students can visit the Truett Center for more information on upcoming events and to find ways to get involved.
The fall dance concert at the Roberts Studio Theater was fully sold out through 4 shows. I talked to the artistic director and dancers for more information. The Elon Fall Dance Concert brought together students, staff, and community by having 4 completely sold out shows. Artistic director and curator of the concert, Jasmine Powell, says the shows sold out within minutes of being available to the public. Since the initial seats available sold out so quickly, Elon Dance, who sponsors the performance, decided to add extra seats for Thursday and Friday's shows. They also created an in-person waiting list starting 1 hour prior to each performance. Powell says that this production has been in progress all semester, having the auditions happening the first week of school this year. She says that Elon's dance program is multifaceted, which is what makes this performance so special.
We have our BFA, performance and choreography, and then we also have a dance science. And so from the BFA, this is part of where we get to showcase them on stage. And we also have our choreography classes. And so from those classes that happened last year, I got to witness those presentations, and from there created a panel to choose which ones are going to make it to the stage. And students had involvement in that process as well. So that's how they got to stage, and that's how we highlight not only their technique and performativity, but their creativity.
Powell says that although she was the director, she gives lots of credit to the students and performers, and that it was nice to step back and watch the show come to life.
I think I just want to honor the students that were part of it. They really brought things, they stirred the audience. And I was standing in the back and I could see and I could hear people talking to each other after every piece, and the lights came up. It was like, oh, this and oh, that, and who did this and oh, that dancer. And it was just really nice to take a step back from being in it and running things and making sure everyone's taken care of, and now I got to step back and watch them and just like live in their world of being cherished by the audience and being respected and being honored and being celebrated. Most of anything, they were celebrated tonight, and so I'm just so proud of them. and the arc of the show. It's beautiful.
Elon's sophomore Sophie Verrecchia was a part of the duet titled Flightless Doves, a piece where two people who have met and been in love in a past life have a push and pull relationship, trying to make it work, but it never quite does. Verrecchia says that she's found the dance community at Elon to be welcoming, and it's one of the reasons she chose to pursue dance in college after dancing for 17 years.
Elon's program really stuck out to me. I actually joined this year, and it's just something, the faculty is so supportive. It's such a healthy, welcoming environment, and all of the dancers are so inspirational. Every class I go in, watching the people I'm dancing with, I'm just blown away. And I think especially this show is a really great kind of representation of the talent within our program and like the support of the entire cast.
Verrecchia also says that dance is powerful and important to her and the program.
I just love being able to tell a story through movement. I think it's one of the most powerful ways to express emotion and storytelling, and so that's another thing that I love about it.
Powell hopes that the audience found the show inspiring through its journey of visual and emotional display of collected artistry. For more information about the performing arts at Elon, visit www.elonperformingarts.com.
After the break, hear how one Elon Football senior says the month of November means more to him than just the end of a football season.
And hear more about wins in basketball after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home.
I blew on him.
As Elon Football wraps up the regular season this upcoming weekend, one athlete takes pride in his heritage and shows it out on the field. Our Mason Willett has more.
For Elon Football fifth-year senior Chandler Brayboy, the month of November means much more than just the end of the regular season. Brayboy, North Carolina native, is also a proud member of the Lumbee tribe, located in the Pembroke area.
A lot of folks don't know that we're still around. I've heard that a few times. It's kind of shocking, but just that awareness that we're still here, we're still thriving. I think the month is a good thing, and just the appreciation.
As a kid, Brayboy participated in all types of traditions within the tribe, but finally decided that football was the route he wanted to run with.
I danced a little bit. I did a dance called the grass dance. so I danced around with that a little bit. I drummed a little bit, so that was pretty cool. But I got older in life. I played 3 sports. So I had to pick between dancing and then playing a sport. So I chose a sport, and I think it did me okay.
Head coach Tony Terciani says that Brave Boys' background helps create a well-diverse locker room.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of a football team, right, is the diversity of the backgrounds and heritage and of a lot of the guys on the team. Chandler's is, a little more unique than some of the other guys. But we've had a history here, actually, at Elon of some Lumbee Indians who have played here, even in the 80s, and so we've had some success. And when we recruited Chandler, some of those guys from those years in that era, they were quick to remind me of some other Native American Lumbee Indian players that we've had that were successful for us here.
Brave Boy says he enjoys spreading awareness about his background to his teammates and coaches, teaching them all sorts of different practices within the tribe.
The group of guys we have in the locker room, man, it's just a variety of all types of walks and lives, and just being a guy that's, the known one, or being a Native American, only one from the tribe, Lumbee, it's pretty nice. You get to educate them about your tribe a little bit. Just talks. It's a good conversation starter. I think it's really nice.
As for on the field, Brave Boy looks to lead the team to get a home win this weekend against Hampton after falling to Richmond Saturday. Mason Willett, Elon Local News.
Stay tuned as you can hear more about Brave Boy and the Pendulum this Wednesday. Elon men's basketball played their home opener on Thursday, where they beat East Tennessee State University 79-76, with sophomore Max McKinnon scoring 17 points and 7 rebounds. The team then traveled to North Dakota on Sunday, where despite McKinnon adding on 17 points to the score, the Phoenix lost 85-65. The team plays on November 17th through the 19th for their first tournament of the season, where they will face off against Indiana University, Purdue University in Indianapolis, Holy Cross, and Winthrop University.
Elon women's basketball played their second game of the season on Saturday, pulling out a 90-69 win against Gardner-Webb, surpassing 90 points for the first time in 4 seasons. Freshman Marasia Pass shot 100% from the floor, leading the team in scoring with 16 points. Sophomore Ruby Willard and senior Asia James followed closely, both scoring 14 points. The Phoenix traveled to NC State on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for their first 2 Atlantic Coast Conference games of the season.
Stay tuned as we have a special surprise for a valued member in our staff.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching Elon Local News.
Thank you so much for joining us, Rich. We actually have a little surprise for you today as we celebrate your last show here at Elon Local News as our lead advisor.
I'm a little frightened, but I'm sitting, so it's okay.
Okay.
Just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for all of the fellow journalists at Elon News Network throughout the years. I'll never forget things like our trip to Iowa or the time Christian and I got pepper sprayed in the eyes and you and Jeanette had to rush to the newsroom on a Saturday. You've brought so much joy and light into so many students' lives, and wishing you nothing but the best.
Hey Rich, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything over all of these years. I truly believe that I would not be here without ENN and your leadership, and I'm sure that every other ENN alum can say the same.
But I just want to say thank you for the years of mentorship and guidance over the years, also for your patience with a certain 60 Minutes class up in New York City when you took us up there. But just want to say thank you and congratulations on so many years of being such a good mentor and leader in this ENN.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your guidance. I really believe that I wouldn't be physically in this place that I am now, but also just like mentally and professionally. I really appreciate all of your help, and ENN, my ENN experience wouldn't have been the same without you. Thank you so much, and I'm wishing you the best in your new endeavor.
Hi, Rich. I know that I can speak for so many of our alum that we are the journalists we are today because of you. In some of the toughest moments and some of the hardest days, you were always there to guide and to mentor, and for that, I am just so grateful.
Hi, Rich. Happy last show. Thank you for all that you've done for our program and for guiding us along the way. I know that you taught me a lot in my 4 years, and I am sad to see you go, but excited to see all of your adventures in the future.
As Rich taught us, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Rich, I am so thankful for your guidance and love over the years. I wouldn't have been the journalist I was or the person that I am today without you, and so many journalists across this country are in gratitude to you and your teachings, and you have made us better for that.
Aspect of what Rich does as a mentor and as a teacher is that he just wants to see that you care as much about what you're doing as he does. And he taught me how to be confident. He taught me how to use my voice. He taught me how to lead. He taught me how to take criticism, which is a huge part of this industry. I mean, I really think that I could just go on and on and on about all of these little lessons that he gave me throughout the years of working with him. And this organization is going to miss him so much next year.
Rich, you have served student after student after student for 11 years on Elon Local News, years before that on Phoenix 14 News, and it's crazy that today is an end of an era for the organization. I personally can't thank you so much for everything you've done for my career, everything you've taught me. Almost everything that I am passionate for is, a lot of it is credited to you and the passion that you instilled in us after all those years.
I would be nothing personally or professionally without Rich Landsberg. The impact he has had on my life is equivalent to the impact my parents have had on my life. Rich, you are the best person in the world. I love you so much. Thank you for all of your mentorship. Thank you for everything you have done for the field of journalism. There are so many people who are like me that would be nothing without you today.
Rich, we just want to thank you so much for all that you've done for us and for the rest of the organization, especially through so many changes this semester, and we just hope for the best in the future.
We were just wondering, how are you feeling, this being your last show?
Well, I'm probably going to yell at you for being self-indulgent at the end, because you know I hate when we do that. But I'm overwhelmed, and I, for once, don't really have any words.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate everything you've done for us. Well, that's all the news we have for you this evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Head over to our website, elonnewsnetwork.com, for stories, sports, and more.
And make sure to follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.